Hello everybody, I'm ellbristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming. Welcome back to KSP Live, and this episode is the start of Season 5 of KSP Live. The last episode we made a lot of mistakes, we had a lot of crashes, we ran out of funds. Things were going to be very difficult and very grindy from that point on. So, I have changed things up a little bit. I've made a few changes to the mods that we're using. I have changed the rules very slightly. And we are going to start from scratch, but hopefully we are going to progress quicker so that this game is not quite so grindy. So, welcome to Season 5 of KSP Live. This is a completely fresh save game. If we have a look in here, we are right back at the start. Things are slightly different, I believe, with the tech tree. There might be a couple of extra nodes being squeezed in here somewhere along the line. A couple of changes being made. These are the starting parts. We have the usual starting parts, but we also have this one, which is the MRS Guidance Nose Cone, which is basically a starter probe. I believe the torque, the torque on it is not particularly strong, as is quite common on probes, and obviously it needs battery power to work, but it's an interesting alternative to starting off manned if you want to go down that route. Not sure if we're going to do that or not. Obviously in the astronaut complex we have our starting 4. We will be adding a couple of extra Kerbals to this, who will be our Patreon supporters and people who have contributed via the fan funding system on YouTube. To access the fan funding system, the fan funding system, there should be an eye in the top left hand corner of the video, top right hand corner of the video, sorry, which you can click to access the fan funding system if it is supported in your country. Otherwise you can head over to patreon.com to offer a donation over there. Anyone, I'm saying anyone who donates can have a Kerbal with their chosen name put into our game, or perhaps they can add some funds to our game if we're in a particularly tight spot where we need some extra funds. So any support will be greatly received. So we are going to start things off. We have launched our first vessel, which of course we're going to do. Gather scientific data from Kerbin, which of course we're going to do, and that's our two starting contracts. SAS is going on, throttle is pointless, and we are ready to launch. However, before we do that, let's take a crew report from here for 1.5 science, and we don't have anything to transmit it with. Keep that. We will take a mystery goo report on the launch pad for 3 science and keep that. Can we do an EVA here? Yeah, EVA 5.6 science. Keep that. And while you're there, take that data and store it. And then board. Nothing else we can do here. Let's try and launch it so it goes over near to the Space Center so we don't land back on the launch pad. Because then we can get a crew report and an EVA that's not on the launch pad. So, here we go. Staging is correct. Okay, we are launching in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice gentle launch as far as solid boosters are concerned. Let's take a crew report here, flying over Kerbin Shores. Keep that data. And we will take a mystery goo from here, flying at Kerbin. Keep that for 7 science. Let's get ourselves vertical again. Speed record of 150 meters a second. Cool, this thing's quite tricky to control. Wants to go over. There we go. Altitude record of 3,500 achieved. Hopefully we will come down virtually on top of the vehicle assembly building. So there we go. We have set an altitude record of 3,500 for some funds and reputation. We've set a speed record of 150 meters a second. We launched our first vessel for 5,000 funds, 1 science, 2 reputation. When we land, we will be recovering science, which will complete that particular mission. At some point, something I've never actually really got around to doing, something I would like to do, is build a rover that I can run round the Kerbal Space Centre, picking up science. But yeah, I've never really got round to it. Let's take a crew report from it. Can't do that. Okay, EVA out. There we go. Take that data and store it again. 123,254 funds and 42.9 science. That's not bad from one tiny little launch. So we gained 100,000 funds. He's gained 1 XP, so that's good. Oh, that was 61,000 funds for gathering scientific data from Kerbin. Well, there we go. And 10 science and 24 reputation. Well, that's what's given us that big boost. Fair enough. So we can unlock some stuff here. Now, we want engineering, of course. We want basic rocketry, of course. We then want survivability so that we get the heat shield. What does this unlock? Anything new? Life support stuff, parachutes, heat shields. So nothing new, but that's 15 science, and we've got 17.9 science left, and that one's 18 to unlock. Typical. MRS decoupler, radial mini. And there's the radial decoupler. So there's a mini decoupler, ejection force 100. Interesting, okay. We completed both our contracts, so let's have a look at what's available. Escape the atmosphere or orbit Kerbin. I think escape the atmosphere we will accept. We won't accept orbit Kerbin just yet because we can only accept 2 and we might get stuck with that one and have to do something else in the interim. So let's close that. Let's go into here. Okay, so here we are on the launch pad with the Spacebound 1. We are turning the SAS on. We are turning the throttle to 100%, although that will probably be too much. I didn't check the thrust to weight ratio. Actually, I'm going to bring that down a bit. As long as we get off the launch pad, then we're okay. SAS is on. Jebediah is in control. Hopefully this thing will be stable and reliable. We've already done a crew report from here. We've already done mystery goo. We could do that, but we're going to save that. This one we can do here. Toggle the magnetometer and log the magnetometer data for 1.5 science. The magnetometer is properly calibrated and records Kerbin's surface level magnetic field. Keep that data and toggle the magnetometer back in. We have plenty of electric charge actually, so let's review the data and we'll transmit that for 100% science. Bum, bum, bum. Done. Okay, you can go back in now. Thank you. So that's all the science that we can gather for the moment. So here we go. We are going to launch and hopefully we are going for a suborbital launch. In 3, 2, 1, go. We are taking off. Yeah, food, water, oxygen, all that kind of stuff. That's not important. Oh no, actually, we'll travel the other way, won't we? Whoa, no, we're spinning. Okay. Spin it back. Whoop, too far. Okay. Round again. Come on. Come on. So, let's observe the materials bay here. And keep that data. We've already got a crew report from here, haven't we? Yeah. Can't do anything else, I don't think. Oh, we can get a little bit from there. Let's detach those. They've come straight off. Go. Well, the engine section appears to have landed without blowing up. There we go. And the parachutes didn't undeploy, but there we go. So, 2 sections safely landed. Actually, this is a separate biome, isn't it? So we can toggle this and hopefully get some magnetometer data. We can. 1.5 from Kerbin Shores. Keep that data. Let's get a crew report from here. Keep that data. 28.3 science earned. We're back up to 47.7 science, which is great. 8,229 funds recovered. So we're up to 128,970 funds. No more XP. Sorry, Jeb. Oh, we can recover that as well. That's another some funds. Didn't tell me. We're up to 132 though. That's pretty good. We can unlock some more stuff in the science department, which means we can actually get the winglets, which might help us. Ideally, we want the Delta Wing or the R8s or something like that. There's the R8. Ooh, what's that? MRS reaction wheel. Radial controller panel? Interesting. We can have a look at those. What do we want though? Let's go for that one. And that one. Why not? I mean, we could make it a rule that we have to unlock a whole tier before we can move on to the next one. But then we're going to come up with the, you know, the 100 science limit thing very soon. So we're left with 9.7 science, and we still need to leave the atmosphere. So let's go back and have a look at that particular craft. Here we are, the Spacebound 2 on the launch pad. Throttle to 100%. SAS is on. Jebediah is looking very, well, nonchalant, I think is possibly the best description of that expression. Doesn't seem to care at all that the last launch didn't go particularly well. So, yeah, let's bring the throttle down again actually a little bit. There we go. So here we go with the Spacebound 2. Hopefully this time it is Spacebound. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. We are launching. We are away. There's some more records that we've just set, which is good. Oh, this is upper atmosphere now, isn't it? Let's get that materials bay reading. The rarefied air has caused interesting changes to gel samples. It seems like something is happening with the interior structure. Keep that. Let's get a crew report. You wonder what is down there on the surface. If only you had some binoculars. Keep that. Let's open the service bay and get a mystery goo. The goo seems to be very cold now. 9 science for that. Out of interest, if I ditch this stage here, that will prime those parachutes. I'm interested to see when they pop and if they survive. Let's close that. And let's get ourselves pointing retrograde to protect everything. Okie dokie. Ready for re-entry. We've set a lot of records on this launch as well. That's turning with us, which is interesting. That's going to be pointing in the right direction for those parachutes to open, which is nice. Isn't physics fun? We are going to start heating up pretty soon because we are coming in quite steep. There it is. Oh, that really is steep. Unsafe, indeed. Whoa, we've spun. That wasn't good. Now we are lawn darting. I don't want to lawn dart, thank you very much. slow us down so that I can fire these. Radial mount parachute was destroyed. It's unsafe. Oh dear! Abort! Oh. Not a good start. Not a good start. Those parachutes did not survive. Well, we live and learn. We're up to 400,000 funds though, and 32.2 science. Let's open these and see what we've got going on in here. We have distance record of 36 kilometers, speed record of 1,050 meters a second, distance record of 17 kilometers, speed record of 750 meters a second, distance records of 11 kilometers, distance record of 5,000 meters, escape the atmosphere. There's a big chunk of funds and science. Altitude record of 70 kilometers, altitude record of 26.5 kilometers, altitude record of 19, speed record of 450, altitude record of 11.5, speed record of 300, and that's all of those. So that's where all the science and funds came from. Vehicle assembly building, upgrade for 225, here it goes. Boing! We'll upgrade the launch pad. Oh, does that mean I'm not going to be able to put flags there or anything? That'll be a pain, if that is the case. Well, there we go. We have upgraded the VAB and the launch pad, which actually unlocks quite a lot of freedom in what we're going to be building. And we've still got 100,000 funds, which is pretty good. So, let's have a look at contracts. What contracts do we want? Should we try? Yeah, let's try ferrying a VIP. Let's accept that one. And here we are on the launch pad with our first tourist craft. Valentina Kerman in the pilot's seat and Murdy Kerman, our VIP, in the passenger seat. We're going to have to take off and add a slight angle to this launch. Hopefully not so much that we won't actually be able to get to space. But we've done this kind of thing enough time, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. SAS is going on. Throttle will go to 100% because we've got a much lower thrust to weight ratio this time. And let's zoom out a little bit for this one. Here we go, launching the Starlight 1 in 3, 2, 1, go. We are away, we are up. We'll start a very slight turn straight away, since that seems to be the way NASA likes to do it. Repo is up at 40 already. We are in upper atmosphere, so I could do the whole mystery goo observation again. And we can keep that, and we will be going to space. Let's take a crew report. What's down on there on the surface here? We've seen that one. Okay. Can we get a tourist report? No. Well, we are going to space. Let's bring our throttle right down. Oop, we're in space. That's 3,250 for taking the VIP to her destination. Now we just have to get her home again. We're up at the Apo. Up near the Apo at least. Let's get ourselves pointing this way. And we can start. We can use up the rest of our fuel. In fact, let's do it at full thrust. To soften that arc quite considerably until we run out of fuel. we go. We're out of fuel. Has softened it. Has it softened it enough? I don't know. I really don't know. Let's... let's, as an experiment, let's keep these engines attached. Spin ourselves round. And we could potentially use this... no, it's going to be easier to slow us down if we're lighter, isn't it? Yeah, so let's detach that. It'll probably come back at us. That's not a bad angle. That's almost a 45-degree angle. It's a bit fast. Going past that. I don't know if the parachutes on that will survive or not. Hoping to see these pop up as safe. Come on. Unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. Jump to at least risky. Come on. There's risky. Safe! 3 parachutes out. I don't know if that one's going to survive or not. It's got quite a way away from us, actually, hasn't it? I think we've done it, guys. I don't know whether that's going to survive. Parachutes will probably open too early and rip off. I don't know. I set it to 55, didn't I? 0.55 atmos. So I don't know, they might be alright. I guess we'll find out. Is that coming down? Oh, that has just stopped coming down. I think we've judged that right. I think we're going to be able to recover that engine as well. Nice. Very nice. Oh, mind you, it's going to land in water, which will probably destroy the fuel tanks. Oh well. We'll see. We'll see what we get. We have 177,000 funds and 64 science. And 160 reputation. Murdy apparently gained 1 XP. I don't know why she would need XP. She is a tourist. We got 19 reputation for ferrying that VIP and 9,750 funds for ferrying that VIP. So that is that contract complete. Speed record, okay. Not important. Means we can unlock some more science. 64 science. So what do we want? Do we want the basic science? That's probably going to be the best one, isn't it? Batteries and the thermometer and all that kind of thing. Or do we want flight control for this reaction wheel, winglet, that reaction wheel, the inline cockpit, maybe. Aviation for spaceplane parts, general construction for general construction based parts, or advanced rocketry for fuel tanks and engines. I'm tempted, I'm thinking maybe basic science is the way to go for the moment, to give us the thermometer, the telescope, and the battery and the Sputnik. Flight control maybe, but we've had more than 2 successful launches, so basic science I think is the way we're going to go for the moment. We shall research that and then save up for some of the rest. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. so that you get notifications next time we go live. Be sure to check out ellitopia.com so that you get the latest news, particularly the announcement, which hopefully will come very soon, to let people know that we will be having our charity live stream when we hit 750 subscribers here on the YouTube channel. The charity live stream will take the form of a real-time moon mission, so with no time acceleration. And hopefully, if I can schedule the time correctly, we will have an appearance from Mr. Scott Manley, who will be joining us for an interview, and hopefully some other people. I'm talking to the guys over at Squad. I'm talking to a couple of other KSP streamers and gamers, and a couple of other indie devs, to see if maybe we can have a few different interviews on that evening. All in the support of Child's Play charity. So be sure to be subscribed and check out ellitopia.com for more information on that. In the meanwhile, thank you for watching, guys. You've been watching Ellitopia Gaming. I have been ellbristow. This has been KSP Live. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time. See you later.